Joining us to give us an update on the new I-69 bridge is Mindy Peterson. She's the spokesperson for the I-69 Ohio River Crossing Project. Mindy, welcome. Thanks for being here.
Great to see you. Thanks for having me.
Absolutely. First, I think in the past couple of weeks we've seen, several of these big beams being brought down US 41 and I-69. Can you just kind of give us an overview of the project? Where are we right now?
We have so much progress happening on both sides of the river. So we'll start here in Evansville because that's where we see those large beams coming in. And it's exciting. Work started in Evansville late last year. This is the approach work leading to the new I-69 bridge. We are right on track in Evansville to be 60% complete by the end of this year. That's big, right on schedule, and we'll be done at the end of next year with the work in Evansville.
Wow, that's hard to believe. And does that so that includes the beams and the deck and all of that? You're going to say end of next year.
So with the work in Evansville, we include some of the approach roadways and bridges. And what's very important about what's happening now and what is being built now is it provides all-weather construction access to build that future I-69 bridge. That's huge. This entire area nearly is a floodplain for the project area. And we have to have that all-weather construction access when we start building that bridge to get the access for crews, to get to the river, to build the bridge, to maintain the schedule, to not be impacted by the flooding and those, conditions.
Right, and I know when you're driving along 69 and you look over there, you can kind of see where the trees have been cleared and you can kind of see the path that's progressing. Are there any obstacles though that you all have had to overcome so far?
On the Evansville side, certainly the flooding. I mean, we are in a floodplain, and we had two really significant flooding issues earlier this year, flooding events that impacted us, that sidelined us, that we had to prepare for. We had to get that large equipment elevated and keep it out of the water. We had to move a lot of things off-site. We had to adapt. We were continuing to work, but it was off-site. But now, we've had summer, we've had a lot of drier weather, we've had the heat, of course, but things are going very, very well. And when we talk about those beams coming in, those are incredibly large beams, some of the largest being used in the Midwest in transportation projects. Each one is nearly 200 feet long. Each one weighs 100 tons. It's one beam per special vehicle coming in, 4 beams coming in 3 days a week. They are putting those beams up, as they come in. So the beams are delivered. They're in by the end of the day. They now have more than 50 in place. So I was just on site yesterday, and it's incredible to see the progress because what once was a cornfield now has a very, very large bridge that is being built. This is what we call Bridge 1. It's an approach bridge that is nearly 4,000 feet long. It is an incredibly large bridge, and one of the most common questions we get is, where is that new I-69 bridge going to be? It really is an arrow almost, pointing to the direction of the bridge because it will be the approach to it.
That is so fascinating. When will the actual bridge itself, when is that scheduled to open to the public?
There is so much progress on that side. So work in Henderson started in 2022. It will be complete late this year. We're almost there. It will be complete really by the end of October. We'll have things tied up in Henderson. In Evansville, as I said, right on track to finish late next year. Construction on Section 2, the I-69 bridge, is on schedule to start in early 2027. So it ladders up so nicely. 25, we're done in Kentucky. 26, we're done with the Indiana approach work. 27, we start working, and then that new bridge should open to traffic in 2031.
Wow, it really is progressing. And Mindy, before we let you go, just is there anything about the project that you think would surprise people at home?
Just the sheer amount of work and planning and coordination. I mean, everybody behind the scenes making this happen, the folks at NDOT, the folks at KYTC, so many partners. I myself have been involved with this project since 2017. We have champions on both sides of the river that have been talking about this project so long. It really is what we would call a generational project. We don't have projects like this that come along every day. And when we have that cross-river interstate connectivity between Evansville and Henderson, I really think it's going to be a game changer for the area.
Right. Lots of significant impacts ahead. Mindy Peterson, spokesperson for the I-69 Ohio River Crossing Project. Thank you for your time.
Thank you so much. It was a pleasure to be here.